I want to say A Silent Voice is my favorite movie, but also Into the Spider-Verse exists. So I think those two are kind of battling it out. It depends on the day.
I don't know. My girlfriend doesn't like. I was like, babe, what if I were bald? Would you like me as much? She said we would have to talk about it.
You know, people are like, this is a masterpiece, the greatest thing since Christ. And I was like, this is just a good show. Like, this is just a solid show.
Refurbished was this guy comes out with my laptop, just holding it like arm in the air like this, with the top open,
flapping it open. What's up, my dude? Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome back.
I don't know why I decided to start the episode just as I was gonna take a thing of water.
Welcome to the Shūmatsu podcast. I didn't forget.
Shūmatsu?
Shūmatsu podcast.
That's my favorite soup. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. You were saying your setup looks different. I think, at least from where I'm sitting, you look shifted over like this way more. You look closer to your wall, yeah.
Yes, that's probably one of the biggest changes. Is just like,
but hey, so am I. Look how
usually
close
I'm
I
like
am to the
over
wall
here.
now.
Yeah, I also got rid of the side table. That was like here, and now I just have like my old desk sitting in the middle of my room. So yeah.
Wait, it's in the middle? What the fuck?
It's like over there.
It's like a fortress
off
now?
Yonder. Yeah, I spent the last few days like cleaning out all the drawers and stuff. I put all my Pokemon card stuff. You're not gonna see it because Matthew's
that what the white boxes
shoulders
are?
covering. Yeah, those are. There's actually 3 boxes, but there's a third one under that. Yeah. But those are like Pokemon, Vanguard, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then I've got some Elite Trainer boxes over here from like different sets. And then I have my binders, and here's some more card stuff that I just have covered. These are my glasses.
You got enough cards to make yourself like to do like redo your walls in Pokemon cards and shit.
Oh my gosh!
New wallpaper? Hey, that'd be kind of cool.
Actually, when I was in high school, I did a kind of like a collage of like some Pokemon cards I had. I kind of regretted it because some of them were like hollows. But granted, they were thrown in the washing machine because I forgot to take them out of my pants when I was coming home, or when I was at recess, like after recess. I was like, yeah.
You had recess in high school?
Oh, sorry. I gotta back up the story. So,
I was gonna say.
So, at recess time in elementary school, I would bring my Pokemon cards. And
what the fuck just happened?
Yeah,
what the hell?
What's up?
What did you change? You went from this big to this big. That was fucking weird.
Oh, did I get bigger?
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. That was just weird.
I was moving my screen around so that I can
I was wondering what you were doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
So yeah, recess time in elementary school, I'd bring my Pokemon cards. I'd bring like the movie edition of Pikachu. Same with the Mew. I had like 2 Dark Charizards that were hollow. And I left them in like my pocket, obviously. And they went into the wash, and now they have like the crinkles in it. And then I used those to make like a little collage poster. But then like I threw it away since then. Because like I had like taped them all together, like not even putting a sleeve on them. I just like put tape directly onto the card, which is like a huge no-no. So yeah.
What would those get graded? Like a PSA 10? Easy?
Oh yeah, definitely.
been to the wash, get the best grade. No, I thought I was above leaving stuff in my pockets, and then I lost my house key recently, and then was like, shit, I don't know where my house key is, because I had a lanyard. I had a Wayne Enterprise lanyard for like 5 years, something like that.
Isn't that Batman? Wayne Enterprises?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like a month and a bit ago, it snapped, like the metal straight up broke. And then I was like, okay, now my keys. So I put my keys. I don't have that many keys, but the keys I do have, I just put in my wallet, which is kind of annoying. I've bought a new lanyard now, and it still hasn't got here yet. But so it's just in my wallet, which means the keys can slide out a lot easier because they're not connected to a ring. Anyway, so I lost my house key and was like, well, ripperoni. And then I did my laundry, and then I was moving all my stuff out, and I heard like the ting, and was like, oh, there it is. So it got lost in my pants. But got it in the end. It's back. It's secured. I say that. Watch me check this, and it's gone now. Nope, it's still there, baby. I need to get a new wallet as well. Wallet check. This thing looks like shit. I've had this thing for like 7 years now. And I got it when I was very young, and now I've gotten a lot more cards and stuff like that. So I am very swiftly running out of space. But yeah, oh yeah, hold on, this is totally off topic. I just want to show my cool shirt that I got.
Sorry, I was talking while my mic was off, but yeah, I was just agreeing with you. It's like same, my wallet has also been like through the roughs for 7 years.
Fit check.
Is that one of the shirts you got in, like along with your sushi dragon and your ramen dragon?
No, this is from an artist that I forget the name of now. He does really cool art. I got another one of his. Yeah, I just really like his art, so I bought the shirts.
So are those just, is it just flowers, or?
It's like sakura things, and then there's text saying "you'll be fine," and then it's 3 skulls.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then there's another one where it's like a Ronin skeleton dude smoking a cigarette.
Nice.
Looks pretty cool. But yeah, so I moved my setup around a bit.
Yeah, tell us about it. You're like, I'm guessing you just kind of moved yourself back towards your shelf.
No,
yeah, because you're at your door now. Did you just kind of rotate your room?
That's my closet.
Oh, that's your closet. Okay.
So a little bit of setup so my room is set up very strangely. So my bedroom door is like directly to my right now. But the thing that's bothered me the most about this room is how big the fucking closet is, because it takes up like pretty much the whole wall, and it's like 10 feet across. So it's like these 2 doors together are like 7 or 8 feet long, which is ridiculous. Like, you don't need a closet that big, or at least I don't need a closet that big. I only use like fucking 40% of it. So I was like, okay, I'll block up one of the doors, and then because I wanted to move my desk, because I've been doing interior design.
Oh, you are blocking a door.
Yeah, so I've been watching a lot of interior design videos, and I was like looking at stuff like, okay, how can I set up my room? So my desk, I don't know if you can map this out in your head well enough, but my desk used to be in the far corner, across from me now, and then like my window was right here. That's why the curtains were here, and then yeah, so I wanted to have my desk facing out, not up against a wall, because I read that if you have your desk up against a wall, like facing a wall, it can be depressing. And it's like, while you're working, it can be tough. And it's like, if you're at your desk a lot, it's apparently not a great idea to have your desk facing a wall. So I was like, okay. And
so
I've noticed...
Are you facing a window, or...
So now my desk is facing outwards. So my window is there. And then... Basically, I also wanted to have my desk setup be a little bit more cozy. So I was like, okay, I want to be closer to the walls. So I was like, okay, I'm going to put myself in this corner because it works the best. I put way too much thought into this. I don't know why I put...
It's literally your workspace. You should.
Like, I was sitting there, I was like really trying to map it out, because where I used to live, I moved my setup around every like 3 months. And until I found the one setup that I was like, no, this works. And I would change stuff around, and I kept going back to that because I was like, no, this just works the best. Oh my God. So yeah, so I moved my desk around. I also wanted to move my couch because that's where I sleep. So I wanted to move that around because I was like, I also read this is more of like feng shui, but it said that you shouldn't have the door shouldn't be in line with like your head or your feet.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, well the way that my room's set up, I have my closet door here, door there, and then I have a window over there, and it's like it shouldn't be in front of windows and doors. I was like, okay, so there's only one spot, and that's in the corner where my desk was. So I also wanted to have my couch up against like in a corner, up against a wall, because I wanted a bit more of a cozier feeling. So I did that, and I like it a lot more. The only problem is that my nose is oh my god. I'm still a little sicky.
You're still a little sicky, yeah.
The only problem is that I thought I was gonna have a lot less room, and I actually have a tad bit more room than I thought because now next to my couch, there's just an empty space that I would put like a nightstand or something, and that would fit perfectly. And then behind my desk, there's a bunch of empty space, because my I don't have a TV stand. I just have my fridge, and then I just have my TV on top of my fridge, like my mini fridge.
Yeah, the side table that I had like last episode where I pulled the book from, it's now the TV stand that I have. And the TV stand that I had before is now my side table, because I actually didn't have a side table before because that space was taken up by like a huge queen size bed. But because I switched over to a twin, there's like enough room for the side table to fit there.
Yeah, but my room now looks like every. I took a photo, and I don't know why I'm gonna show this, or I'm gonna try showing this now. I have no idea if you can even see that. That's what's behind me or in front of me now. So it's my couch, and it's just a TV in the middle of a empty wall. So it looks like those memes of like every dude's first apartment where it's just a couch and a fucking TV, and that's basically what my room looks like.
That's all we need.
I have my walls are so barren. Like there's like no art on. The only art I have on my walls is like right here.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I also got a plant. It's a real plant. Ooh. With a dangly vine. Really tried to spruce up the place because I have a fake plant. It's a bonsai tree. That's Lego. I know it looks super realistic, but it's Lego. So yeah, I tried to spruce it up a bit, and because I was like, I'm here a lot, so I want to put a little bit more thought into it. And so far, I really like it.
So when you were moving stuff, did you also get the chance to like move some of your action figures? I noticed some of the smaller shelf with like Takeda Shingen and stuff. That looks like pretty much the same from last time. But what about the shelf? Was it like a pain? Because I imagine like when you're moving all that, they would just fall off. That's what would happen if I started moving stuff.
So where I used to live, I had carpet. So then moving stuff, like I couldn't just push it because it would get caught in the carpet. I have hardwood floors in the house. So
okay.
I cheated and I just said fuck it. And I just pushed it. I didn't move. I removed everything off the top shelf. I removed everything off of this. And then I just slid it across. Problems with that is this is a Batmobile. It's on wheels. And it only did this. It rolled forward and then it stayed. And I was like, awesome. So then I just pushed it back and it was good. On this shelf, it was a little bit. So for Christmas, I got a Batmobile.
Ooh.
Which is super cool. It shoots missiles.
Nice.
And it has a little Lego Batman in there, if you can see.
Was that included or?
Yeah, so this didn't roll off. This was totally fine. My Lego shelf was totally fine. This shelf here with all of the figures, I haven't put it back up yet because I literally finished moving everything and then I was exhausted and went to sleep. So I knocked them over because I was like, I started moving it. I just took everything off the top shelf and then I was like, okay, now I'm going to push it. And then Superman fell over and his arm broke off. And I was like, oh, fuck. Luckily,
no.
it just popped off and I could pop it back together. But still, I was like, I said to myself, I was like, I'm playing with fire here, but fuck it. And then it started moving it. I was like, wow, this is going really well. And then I hit a little like nick in my floor, like it was slightly off. And then Superman fell over. And then I was like, oh no.
No.
And then I was like, I'm not going to play with fire. I'm just going to push them all to the back. I pushed all the figures way back. I still haven't fixed the ones up top. And then I just pushed everything back and then moved it that way. And then everything was good. And then, and it worked pretty well. The only close call I had after that was my TV because I'm a dumbass. I was like, okay, so my fridge was there. I want to move my fridge over there. So I picked the TV up, put it on my desk. My desk was empty at the time. And then I started moving the fridge and I was like, oh, I need to move my desk a little bit more. And then I just like started shimmying my desk and I didn't realize my TV was like half on it. And it starts wobbling, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm such a fucking moron! This is why I'm not like a mover or anything. Like I would be fired so fast."
Honestly, TV monitor or TVs, they like if you try shifting the desk even a little bit, it'll just like wobble like really crazy.
It's super wobbly, but it's so wobbly. But so far, so good. But it's really nice. Like I got to do a little bit of like cable management because now all the cables are like just like out in the open, so they're easier to get to.
Yeah.
The problem is I have a laptop, and so all the cables have to run into that, and because of that, doing cable management is a little bit harder. But also I have cables that are constantly like moving. Like I have my HDMI cable that I have to plug into my Elgato, so that's constantly bouncing around. So I can't connect all the cables together. So I did cable management with like air quotes around it because it's like I tied a couple cables together and was like, oh, that looks neater than it did before, but it still kind of looks like shit. It was enough that when I'm walking by, I'm not gonna run into it. So assuming someone that doesn't like, as long as you don't have hips bigger than mine, you can fit through this area totally fine.
Yeah, when I got my standing desk from my sister, I was also able to move some stuff. Luckily, I don't have too many wires. I have like my laptop charger, and I have like the HDMI from the TV, and I also have the Elgato, and also my switch is down here. So that's like on one side, and the other side is just like stuff that goes into the laptop, like my microphone, the earbuds, keyboard, so like stuff that can like sit on the desk. So I don't have too much going on like underneath, aside from like on my right side is like where the standing desk cord is, and so I would run it over to my left side. I don't know why I ran it through my left side when I literally have one right here. Anyways, I ran it through to my left side, and that's like the only thing that's like potentially a problem. But yeah, I tried like moving it up and down, and everything works fine.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, so the motor for my desk is on the side furthest from the wall outlet. So I had to do a little bit of finagling to get everything set up. But I got there in the end. Desk works. Oh. My light's plugged into my desk, so when I turn on the thing, it like kills power as like a safety thing. So now my light's off. We're back.
I can move mine as well.
Just gotta do some flexing. Bye. See you later, man. One of these days we'll have to do an episode where we're both just standing, and then we'll see who's taller. That's how that works.
That's exactly how that works. I'll have my camera pointed down or something. Or no, I'll just not pull it up all the way. But yeah, I tried standing for like a few minutes while I was talking to my girlfriend, and like I didn't last more than like 2 minutes standing up. I immediately went to go like perch on my chair, like just on like I'd be sitting on the armrest. I wouldn't even be sitting normally.
I have a setting. Oh, I used to. That's the only complaint I have about my desk, is that well, I guess two, but they're very like minor complaints. The first one is, the first one's minor. Is that the buttons are on the top of the desk, and I wish they were on the side because I'll hit the buttons like I just did right now.
Yeah, mine kind of
like,
hang. Mine are like at the like below my desk.
Yeah,
but,
like I wish they were like
out.
on the front.
Yeah.
But the thing that actually does bother me is the fact that there's 3 height like memory settings, but they only hold on to they only remember for like a day. So they cut the memory of a fucking goldfish. So it's like because I'm 6 feet. I don't know why I was I was trying to remember my height. I'm 6 feet even. So I have to bring the desk to the very top setting. And then I hold the button and then it remembers it and it's like, all right, great. And then I'll do that and I'm like, okay, this is great. And then the next day I'll come back and I'll push the button and I'll bring it to like a third of the way. And then it's like, fuck, is this good enough for you? And I'm like, no, I didn't shrink. Like, what the fuck? So I used to have like my sitting setting. I had a like midway point because I like to put my leg on my chair. Sometimes like a rest thing, and then all the way up. When I first got my desk, I could stand at my desk for like 4 hours, totally fine. And because I used to like record for a long time, so I wasn't like thinking about the fact that I was standing. I was just like recording and having fun. And then, but I mean, to be fair, as soon as the recording would end, I'd be like, "Holy shit, my legs hurt." But now when I stand, I can stand for like half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that, and then I'm like, yeah, fuck this. I'm getting old. But it is much healthier. It's also like when I'm tired, it's good to like stand up. That's another thing is when my desk was in the corner, it was like hitting things a lot more, and I didn't like realize where everything sat. So I got nervous using the standing desk because I didn't want to like yank cables and like pull my fucking PlayStation off.
Yeah, I had to test mine a few times just to make sure like when it would go up, nothing would be pulling.
Yeah. So now I've mapped out the cables a little bit better, in theory, that I can move the desk and it's fine. But I like precision measured this shit out. I was kind of amazed. So like when I got my mic stand, my desk is too thick for the thing, so I had to get something else to attach my mic to. So I have a floating shelf that I don't have all the pieces to anymore, so it's just like a paperweight basically. So I have that, and then I have it just slightly off kilter on my desk, so then I attach the mic to that. And then I just have like my monitor and my PlayStation and stuff on that. But there's like this much room between the shelf and the wall, so I can raise it up and it's not grinding against anything.
Nice.
So pretty nice. But yeah, I'm pretty happy that everything went together. It was kind of a pain in the ass. And I'd stay up all night. So
when did you move all this? Was this like in the middle of the night?
It was in the middle of the night, yeah.
That's like literally the best time for me to move stuff around, you know, because like sometimes I'd be working during the day or I'd be like doing my own thing, and then at night, whenever my girlfriend's asleep, I'm just like, well, now I'm still awake, so I'm like, I guess I can move stuff around. That's like the best time. That's like when ideas start flowing, and you're like,
I don't know what it is.
Move this over here, move that over there.
Well, I've been planning to move my room around because I like started thinking about it like a month ago, and then I was like, no, and then I kept thinking, I was like, no, this is the best setup for this room, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna leave it. And then but I was also bothered by how the setup was, and I wanted to change it. Because I had like a list of things that I was like, okay, I gotta keep this, because I was like, I like watching movies on the couch, and like my brother comes in, we can sit on the couch, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to like block off the couch from the TV or anything like that. And I want a nice like open area, and I don't want the couch to be like shoved into a corner or blocking it. Anyway, I had a bunch of stuff that I was like, okay, this has to go a certain way, and then I had a thought. I was like, maybe I'll put the couch in the corner, but then I was like, I feel like it would look kind of dumb. And then I was telling my mom about one idea I had that I measured everything out and it did not work. And then she was like, well, what if you put the couch in the corner? I was like, yeah, but I feel like it's going to look weird. And then, because I was like, I don't know where the fuck I'm going to put my desk. And then she was like, oh, you put your desk in this spot. And I was like, maybe. And then I was looking at it and I was like, oh, that might work. And then I moved everything out of the way. I got everything off my desk. And then I moved my couch into the corner. And I sat on my couch for like 20 minutes. I was talking to you. I sat on the couch for like 30 minutes. I was just messaging you being like, what the fuck were we talking about? We're talking about My Academia.
Oh, yeah. Character design?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
And, and I was talking about that. I just sat on the couch because I was like, I don't know about this. This looks really goofy. But then I was like, no, fuck it. Commit. If it looks like shit, I'll just move it all back. And then I got it all done and was like, okay, this is actually kind of nice. Because the other thing I had, the second thing was I wanted space for like if I got a VR headset or I just got Ring Fit Adventure. Like
I noticed I was playing Pokemon Scarlet with Kay and I see you hop on Ring Fit Adventure.
Yeah. That shit's a legit workout. Like the whole fucking family got together and did that shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a legit workout. I was out of breath and like winded and everything, and I did the first like tutorial level, like just where you jog a bit and you like pull the thing and push it in, and I was like sweating and I was tapped out and I was like, holy shit, I am gonna die.
That's awesome. I think it's so cool that like, you know, game companies could make something that, you know, could
it's
get
like
you sweating.
It's like I should say it's a legit game. It's not like fucking Elden Ring over here. Like it's like,
Can
it's
you
not
imagine?
some like,
wait, wasn't there someone who used like the dance pads to play Elden Ring?
I can't remember her name. It's like, it starts with an M, but she
used 2 dance pads. That was crazy.
She might be done now. I haven't been watching the streams in a bit, but she was playing Elden Ring, one with like controller and playing it normally, and the second game with the dance pad on the ground, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I can't even do
like,
with the controller.
That is crazy. Like it's so cool, like what people are doing with that game. And I think you can use the Ring Fit controller for like, I think there's ways to map it to computer games, and I'm like, man, that'd be cool. But like my brother was blown away by the thing where you just like turn it and it like moves the cursor. He was like, whoa, oh my god. Because it is super cool. But it like measures how like it measures your heart rate. It measures like you put a thing on your leg and then you like you put your thumb on the IR sensor and it measures your heart rate.
Okay, yeah.
You put
I thought you put like the whole ring like on your heart or something.
It's morphin time.
I mean, I understand like they I guess that's blood pressure. If you like strap the ring to your arm and you pull, it just records your heart. Yo, who needs to go to the doctor anymore? It just Ring Fit.
Yo, was it Wii Fit that had like the balance board and everything and like measured your like BMI and all this stuff?
Because that's like the first motion
Nintendo's trying to get you fit.
Did.
PlayStation and Xbox, they're like, no, sit your fat ass in front of a couch and
play Minecraft. They had the Kinect for Xbox. That's the one I remember.
The Kinect was so shit.
I tried it and it was so bad.
I had the Kinect and it was so shit. But yeah, it was weird. So like I still have a thing with like I been eating food recently, like more food recently, because I've been like super dizzy and like not eating enough, but I feel like I'm eating enough. It's strange. And I was playing Ring Fit and I was like super winded afterwards, and I was like, I'm actually gonna pass out. So then I had some food and I felt a little bit better. But I've realized I'm just horribly out of shape now. Not to say I was ever in shape. Let me make this so clear here. This is off topic. I was just thinking about it. What I was looking back at some of my old videos. Well, I say old, from like 2020. And like if you look at like the series that me and you did, the last series we did, my face was so fat then. Like it was like I had such a round head. And
you look more slender now than you did
like
before.
Slender man over you.
Slender.
I've definitely slimmed up like a little bit. I still don't have much of a jawline or anything, but like my arms are like really skinny now.
Yeah.
And Yeah, like my torso is the only place that I have like fat on me, which is annoying because it's the one place I wish I didn't have fat. But yeah. So anyway, whoops! I just hit buttons. Is everything still recording? Oh God. Yes.
Oh, I think you're typing.
Am I? Okay, my B. Whoopsies. Sorry, I just hit buttons on my keyboard because I was doing hand gestures and I just slammed my keyboard and I thought I just stopped recording everything, but we're good. Yeah, so move the room around. Really like how it looks now. I definitely need to get some art going, and I have some posters. My brother got me a poster. It's Hiroshige, I think his name is. He's done like a lot of he's a old Japanese artist. He's done a lot of stuff. The art piece I got is the Sea at Sata, I think it's called.
The Great Waves off Kanagawa is always a good one.
Yeah, it's the one I have. It's like a bunch of waves and stuff, and it looks cool.
Yeah, I also when I was in Austin for Thanksgiving break, like visiting my girlfriend, we went to go to. I think initially we went to like her workplace so that we can take her cat like outside and just like wander around. And it was cool. They like let her have.
You took a cat for a walk?
Yeah. We have like a backpack for her that is like a hard shell, but it's clear, so the cat can see outside. And there's like obviously air holes. So we took him out.
Oh yeah.
And then we let it wander inside the store. Well, not at that moment, but like, wait, was it? Because I remember like Christmas. I remember Christmas break. We did that.
Ugh.
I think that was Christmas break. I take it back. But we visited, and afterwards we found like this little nifty thrifty place, and I found this like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle like samurai poster stuff. So each poster had like, you know, each character. I ended up getting like the Leonardo one because it was like, I'll show you later. It's in the back, but it's out of focus. But he's got.
Oh, is like, that it? Is that the
hat? One?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he's got like two swords.
I thought that was the dog samurai photo.
No, that's Leonardo. But yeah, I saw those. Cool. I wish I could have gotten all four. But I think it was like $15 or $20 each, and I wasn't trying to spend too much on that trip, so I ended up just getting that one poster. I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it though.
I mean, looks pretty cool there.
Yeah, like I'm not sure about this whole like desk shelf situation thing. It's fine. Like I'm almost never gonna touch it.
Yo, but, Kermit better stay where Kermit's at. I know it's not real. Kermit, but it looks like Kermit.
But yeah, that's like the only posters I've gotten this time, because usually Kay and I like to gift each other like some posters. She got me this one, and then I actually got myself this one while we were at like the Van Gogh Museum. So
that's pretty cool.
This time I got myself this one.
Oh no! Wait, no, sorry. I'm crazy. I thought the whole thing was like this, but I think it might be my monitor.
It is kind of like this.
Oh.
Yeah, it is aligned weird.
Okay, maybe I'm crazy then. I don't know. Whatever.
I didn't measure it. Like, it is weird.
But you got to level on like well, I was gonna say you could level with just about anything, but I was gonna say grab like a pencil or something, but that's not.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it looks like it lines up from here to here, like the wall edge. So like this.
You're telling me every time we made a layout, you want to be measuring the pixels, but you can't bust out a level for your paintings?
Actually, this one does look a little off. This one does look like it's out. But actually, this one I only attached I only put like a command strip up here and not down here, so it's not like aligned.
Can't believe this, man. How do you attach it? Because I need to get frames for everything, but I
use command strips, but I would not recommend command strips if you're using frames. Because
Well, I have 2 frames that are hung by command strips now, and so far so good.
Well, the command strips I must be using must be weak or something. Cause like
the ones in Canada are built different.
but yeah,
my thing is,
that's how you put up stuff.
well, I want to get posters. Like, my concern with getting frames for my posters is that, like, I have lights, and I feel like it's gonna look really shitty when I have like stuff here.
Oh, I see.
And I have my lights on. I think it's gonna look kind of goofy.
Kay uses
but
push pins.
I'm
not sure if you want to poke holes.
Well, when I like in my last place, I had like blue tack for a lot of the posters, and that worked pretty well. But the problem was the posters got kind of like wrinkled up, and that's the only like thing is that I'm like, I don't know how I would set it up nicer. I think there's a way to do it. I'm just dumb.
Yeah, I put mine on like I went to like a craft store and got some just like not trifold board, but like that cardboard material, just something like thick that has like
like the
shape
stuff
to
you use
it.
at like
and then I
fair?
just kind of like attach it on there. I think I just used tape or something.
I mean, it works. And if it ain't
works.
broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I want to talk about something. There's a couple things I have to talk about. First one, I'll make semi-brief. So I have been wanting to watch this movie called Bullet Train for a while. It's a Brad Pitt movie. And it looked super good, and I like, Japan. So I wanted to watch it. And then I finally bought it on Prime Video the other day, and I fucking love that movie. It was so good, and it's so funny, and like the way everything weaves together is wonderful. Like the basic premise is that it's a bunch of like assassins, like hitmen, all on this bullet train, and they all have different missions, but they all like weave together because it's really, really cool. And it's really, really funny as well because it's like Brad Pitt's character. He's just getting back to work, but he's been like seeing a therapist, but his therapist doesn't know he's an assassin. So he's doing all these things like, hurt people, and things like that. He's saying all these quotes and stuff, and it's so funny. Aaron Taylor Johnson is in it too, and he's great. He has like a really, I'm pretty sure he's British anyway, but he has a very like posh British accent in the movie. And I can't remember. There's another guy. Like they play characters, Tangerine and Lemon. There's another guy, and I can't think of his name. It's David something. But he's really funny as well. The whole movie was just really funny. The action was great. It's directed by the same guy that did John Wick, and I love that movie as well. So I was super excited to watch it, and it didn't disappoint. It had like It has a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, wow.
So critics didn't love it, which is ridiculous. It has a really high audience score. So critics gave it like I think some of the reviews I read said it was too goofy, and I was like, that's the fucking point though. It's a comedy. Like it's supposed to be like, and it's a really, really good movie. And I absolutely recommend it. But my brother wanted to watch it as well, and so I watched it again yesterday, and it's the first time I watched a movie like back to back in such a short period of time. Legit, the last movie I did that with was A Silent Voice, and I would say that's probably my favorite movie. It's tough. I want to say A Silent Voice is my favorite movie, but also Into the Spider-Verse exists. So I think those two are kind of battling it out. It depends on the day.
They're having like a whole Dragon Ball battle.
Yeah, like Into the Spider-Verse is great for like it's like I can watch that movie whenever. The animation's great. It's like an absolute like technical marvel. And it's like the like the emotional stakes and everything. It's just wonderful movie. But like A Silent Voice like changed my life, so I'm like like I watched that shit and was like, oh my god. Like first
I think
time.
my sister was watching it. I saw her watching it the other day, but then we switched over to something else. I don't know why. Like she
Bruh.
couldn't just finish the movie in a sitting, but
Bruh. Oh my
it was.
god.
I saw her watching it. I was like, that's
But
a
I
good
watched
movie.
A Silent Voice like 4 times.
In a week,
like back to back. Sorry, not back to back, like all in one sitting. That's like 8 hours of watching movies. But I watched it a lot. I wrote like a fucking 6,000 word essay on why I love it so much, and then
you
just
were
like
moved by it.
I was gonna do a video on it, and I probably still will eventually. But
It changed
I was
your
gonna.
life.
I was like, I wrote this giant essay about it, and was like, yeah, this movie was, oh my god, like, it was insane because it was something that was just like it spoke to me. Like it's so good. I've yet to read the manga, but from what I've read, the manga is not that much different from the movie. Like it's a very short manga. But Silent Voice was great. I didn't cry the first time. Cried every time since. So I guess the first time I was just still in my emotionless husk.
Yeah, you were telling me how like how did it like make you cry or anything?
Well, because I think I said because I watched Words Bub Up Like Soda Pop, and then because you were like, oh, that one's probably gonna make you cry, or maybe that wasn't what. But I remember hearing that movie's like emotional, and then I was like, it's cute. And then then A Silent Voice, I watched it, made me feel things because I was like, oh, that's weird. What the fuck's like, I don't know what's going on with me. And then I watched it again and then was like, oh, this is the best fucking movie ever.
What are you, the Grinch? Like the Grinch in the last few minutes of the movie where his heart is like getting so big.
Grew 3 sizes that day.
Yeah.
And then yeah, because I hadn't really cried at like anything before that, and then I watched that and like Anohana and all these other shows, and I'm like, fuck, no wonder I was depressed. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. You
Christ.
did finish Anohana, right?
Yeah, because we talked about that on the podcast, and I was yeah, I didn't cry until I was doing fine. I was like, man, this is some pussy shit. This is easy. And then they got to the last episode, and they're all like hanging out, and I'm like, man, fuck. Then I was tapped out.
It's a good one, yeah.
But speaking of anime, I just finished the last episode of Chainsaw Man.
How was it?
Literally before we started recording. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it, but I also felt like because Chainsaw Man isn't getting like a second cour or anything. It's just 12 episodes and then the show's done. And it felt weird because I was like, I think Chainsaw Man, at least for me personally, was definitely a victim of the hype. Like I think there was just like. Because everybody on Twitter was like, it broke Crunchyroll servers, and everyone was like, holy shit, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And this shows you're going to watch it, and you're going to, like, it's going to change your perspective on the entire fucking world and all this stuff. And it's like, so it's like, I'm going into this, I'm like, all right, I'm expecting some big stuff. And already, because of that level of hype, no matter what happens, the show's not going to live up to that. Like, it does not matter. It depends on, like personal stuff. I think the concept's cool, like monsters and devils and stuff like that. My sister pointed out how, because I've talked about a lot of anime, and then she's like, is there any fucking anime that's not like set in school or about monsters and devils and demons and shit? And I was like, well, and it was funny because I started naming shows, and she was like, no, that's set in school. And I was like, okay, well, she's like, no, that's demons in it. I'm like, man, fuck you. Like,
I guess Dragon Ball isn't really set in a school setting.
Is there demons or like monsters? Because she was like, there's monsters or it's set in a school and then off limits, and I was like, fuck, I don't fucking know. You just got rid of like
they're not like you just got monsters. They're just kind of like aliens. They
95% of anime.
Like they're just aliens that just fight, and then they they have sentience. Is that the word?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't watched Dragon Ball. I don't know what is.
They're not like monsters. I mean, they kill people, but I guess Dragon Ball would count.
No, that's monsters. They kill people. That's evil. But yeah, so I was just like, I don't know. But Chainsaw Man, that's not like I enjoyed the show. I think I gave it like an 8. I just put it on my anime list. It was really solid. Like, so I watched the first 4 episodes and was like, okay, this is pretty good, but I wasn't like sold on it. Like, I was like, this is an interesting concept, but this isn't like changing my perspective on the world kind of thing. Like, I'm like, no, this seems like a really solid shonen anime. Like, I really like that they didn't hold back from stuff. There's a lot of swearing in it. There's a lot of like, the characters feel like pretty realistic. Like, they all feel like, you know, it's like when you look at how Denji grew up and everything, I'm like, yeah, I'd expect that someone like his personality and everything makes sense for his upbringing and all that stuff. And like, so all the characters make sense. They're all fun. But still, like, watching it, I wasn't like, this isn't like blowing me away. So like, the animation was really solid and everything, but the first 4 episodes, I kind of fell out of it, and then I didn't watch it for like a month. And then I was really sick last week. And then I just said, fuck it, and decided to get caught up on the show. And I had up to episode 11. So I watched from 4 to 11. And I was like, oh, wow, this is really good. Like, this is really good. And like the opening is bitching. And I thought that before I stopped watching the show. But I got really into it. And those episodes were great. It's also the first time I've watched a sub anime. Like, I watched an anime and sub more than like 2 episodes. Like, I watched all like 7 or whatever it is. Yeah, so it was really, really solid. And I'm not gonna get into spoilers or anything, but show was good. And then the finale came out. The finale came out today, and it was like fine. Like, again, wasn't really like blown away. The animation was really great, and I really liked the fight like choreography, if that's the correct term. The way the fight looks. It's not like, there's a lot of anime that like I started watching God of High School, and I watched the first like 2 episodes of that, and I kind of got bored because it was like it didn't make. I'll get into that more in a second, but basically Chainsaw Man was good, but it wasn't like, you know, people were like, this is a masterpiece, the greatest thing since Christ. And I was like, this is just a good show. Like, this is just a solid show. Like, I absolutely recommend it and everything, but if you're going into it expecting it to like blow you away, it's like, no, you're probably just gonna be like, oh, that was good.
I'm thinking about Card Fight Vanguard because it doesn't. The Overdressed series doesn't really take place during school, but there's not really demons either. They're just people that play card games. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to. I was trying
to one up her.
Yeah, there's gotta be one.
There probably is.
I will say, like, anime is
Blue Lock,
you know, towards like lower.
Well, yeah, Blue Lock. Blue Lock's not in school.
Blue Lock. Well, they were in school,
but they're not in the show, so Blue Lock counts. I will go and rub it in later.
I will say anime is geared towards, like, you know, a younger audience.
Well, shonen's geared towards a younger audience.
Not like super young, but like, you know, like.
Well, that's the thing, is like shonen is directed towards like 14-year-olds.
Maybe like kids that are going into high school.
Yeah, like young teens.
Yeah.
And Chainsaw Man's definitely a little bit more on the violent side. There's like stuff in it that's like maybe not for youngins. Definitely like an 18+ kind of show, but also that never stopped anybody before. So, yeah. So Chainsaw Man was really good. I still think I like Blue Lock more out of like this season. Anime of the year, since it's the last episode of the year. Anime of the year, absolutely, for me, is Cyberpunk Edgerunners. That like clears everything else. Like, not even a competition. Blue Lock is great. Like, I love Blue Lock, but Cyberpunk Edgerunners is like in a different league.
I still haven't watched that, so I can't comment.
It's made by Studio Trigger. I love cyberpunk shit.
That's the same studio that does Kill la Kill.
Kill la Kill, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like that. Like, that's why I want to watch Kill la Kill, honestly, because that was like Cyberpunk Edgerunners, great show. 10 episodes. It's nice, short, sweet, fantastic.
Kill la Kill's pretty short too.
And
I'm not sure.
I think it's like 25 episodes, so it's like
that's short. It's 2 cores, you know.
Short like compared to like, you know, Bleach and One Piece and shit. But yeah, I for this season, I think Blue Lock is is like my favorite of this season.
Yeah.
Which is funny because when we started this podcast, saying something else is my favorite when My Hero Academia is in the same thing would have been like blasphemy.
Yo, I remember like every episode you would talk about My Hero Academia.
Yeah, but I mean, I still technically do. It's just
we always bring it up, but not for this extent. Yeah, I will say my personal anime of the year is Blue Lock. It's like one of the only ones I finished this year.
Well, it's not even over.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know what you mean. I'm just being a dick.
for this 2022, I would say like of the completed cores that I finished, yeah, that one's pretty good. And then I think Horimiya came out this year, like early this year.
Did it?
Or was it last year? I was thinking like it was January.
Fuck, it might have been January. No, I think you're right. Wow.
I literally just typed Jorimiya.
I definitely watched
it. It premiered winter 2021. I take it back.
Yeah, so no, I would have watched that in January.
But it carried. I would have carried over to the beginning of this year. Oh no! I'm way off. It was last year, like just last year. I thought that was this year. So I think Blue Lock is the only anime I finished because I can't think of anything else.
Did you finish Spy Family?
Oh, right, I did. Yes, that one's good as well, but it's not like... I'm definitely more into shonen anime, so Blue Lock still has my pick. Spy Family was a really good comedy.
Like, Blue Lock is not over yet. There's still 12 episodes to go. But it's really, really good so far. So, yeah, for this season, Blue Lock clears. Like, Chainsaw Man's great. Like, I definitely give... Like, if I had to rank the seasonal stuff I've watched so far, Blue Lock's definitely at the top, then Chainsaw Man, then My Hero Academia by default, because that's the only other thing I've watched this season. And I haven't finished My Hero Academia. Like, the anime, I'm definitely a little bit behind. But I'm also, like... It's disappointing. I'm going to get into it now. It's disappointing. It's such a shame because I love My Hero Academia. I mean, fucking look at this shit. I got all the action figures. You're
gonna return everything if it's really bad.
2 of the fucking volumes of the manga. It's like my waifu is on this book. I don't know if this makes me a furry. But like I love My Hero Academia. Like its character design is wonderful. I watched an AMV the other day called Rivals, which is a thing. It's like going through Bakugo and Midoriya's like relationship up until now, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so good. It's just like, like I'm just reading the manga now. I sound like such a fucking like snob, but the manga was like on such a good, like it was doing so well. And I was like so into it. Like I was like waking up and I would check the leaks immediately and be like, oh my god, what? And I was watching all the videos and I was commenting on YouTube videos. I don't fucking comment on YouTube videos. And I was commenting on videos being like, yeah, I think what's going to happen in the next chapter is this. And like I was like in forums discussing with people because I was like so into it. And now I'm completely like, My Hero Academia's dog. It's the worst show ever.
Character development.
I am exaggerating, obviously, because I think I need to rewatch My Hero Academia.
You need to relive your.
I think I need to rekindle some of that, like why I like the show. Because, like, I it's spoilers now, so I'm not gonna get into it. I mean, I already spoiled you. But like my favorite looking character in all of anime or manga comes from My Hero Academia. And it'll be animated soon, and I'm very excited to see what that looks like in the anime. I swear to God, if it looks like shit, I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna throw the book at him, take him to court. But yeah, and it's like I think My Hero Academia has like some of the best character design. That might be like a hot take because there's a lot of good shows out there. But it's like I think the problem was it was like. I think no matter what, I'm always going to be very grateful for My Academia because it's like, it's a big reason why I got into anime. And I'm like, because you talked about it, and like you name Pokemon after the characters, and I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck that is. Look at me now, I got all the fucking characters on my shelf. Like,
and now you see it, yeah. I named the
and
Typhlosion the Bakugo because it's like a volcano.
And now I have him on my shelf. In terms of My Hero Academia, I think the second best character is Bakugo's winter suit. I just really like how it looks. I also think it makes way more sense because it's like the dude needs to sweat for his quirk, so I don't know why he wouldn't wear like as much clothing as he can to sweat more. I guess you got to show off those epic biceps.
Oh, I'm guessing in the show, I haven't watched it, but I'm guessing in the show there was like a point where he wasn't sweating. Is that why he has a winter suit?
What? No, season 5. Bro, you what? You watched season 5, didn't you? Yeah, season 5 in the training arc, he wore the long sleeve, the connected sleeves, and he had the winter suit.
Oh, I don't.
Because it was in
that.
winter.
I need to rewatch it then.
Bruh. And he only wore it for that one section, and it was really cool. I really like that suit. I think his normal one looks fine. Like it looks still pretty good. But and the other thing about My Hero Academia is that I love superheroes. That's such fucking clear.
I would have never guessed.
And yeah, like I fucking love superheroes. So it's like a thing of like My Hero Academia. When I first watched it, I was like, oh my god, this show was made for me. And now I'm like, my oh my, how times have changed. And it's a shame because I'm like, where I'm at now, I really want a really good superhero anime. I know One Punch Man exists. One Punch Man's fine. But my problem is One Punch Man doesn't quite have the same like I don't know. It's so annoying.
Is it because he's bald?
What?
Is it because the One Punch Man guy is bald?
What would that have to do with anything?
I don't know. My girlfriend doesn't like. I was like, babe, what if I were bald? Would you like me as much? She said we would have to talk about it. I was like, okay.
Did she then follow it up with, hey, if I was a worm, would you still love me?
She's said that before, yeah.
Oh god.
But yeah, I could see like baldness as a reason to be turned away from an anime.
Okay, well, no. One Punch Man season 1 was great, but it didn't take the superhero aspect of it was cool, but it wasn't like the show in itself is like a little bit of a joke because of like Saitama as a character. But it's still a cool show. And My Hero Academia was really on the right track because I was like it had some missteps here and there, but like with everything going on right now, I was like, oh my god, this is sick. And then it had the aftermath of it, and it was like everything was set up perfectly, and then it just kind of went off the rails.
I think My Hero might be the closest it's gonna get to like the ideal superhero type anime. I mean, I think they're doing like Kaiju number 8. I'm not sure if that counts as like superhero genre. That's like that's like humans versus or like humanity.
That's more along the lines of like Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer. Like there's a core, and they all have to fight demons to stop the like that kind of thing.
Yeah. But it's not like a whole universe of.
Yeah, but like My Hero Academia had like Vigilantes. My Hero Academia Vigilantes is also really solid. I actually kind of hope that gets an anime. I doubt it will, but that's pretty cool. Because that's like it's a bit more mature, and I think that's what I'm looking for is like a more mature superhero S story. I know superheroes are for younger audiences, but shut the fuck up. Let me have this. And it's like I've said this before, and it's like, it's probably just like a thing of like, well, just go read Marvel or DC, and it's like, yeah, I have, and I do like Marvel and DC, obviously, but it's still like, but I wanted an anime. Yeah. Like Invincible was great, and that's an animated show, but still, I just like
it's not an anime.
I like My Hero Academia was like on its way, like it was doing so good. It had the fucking T-ball set up, and the thing is like maybe I'm crazy. Maybe like when season 7 and so on gets anime, people are gonna be like, "Yo, My Hero Academia is peak, never been better," and I'm the crazy one, and everyone's gonna be like, "Bro, what are you talking about? This show's god tier." And if that's the case, then that's fine. I will stay on my hill and die on it because My Hero Academia, after the current arc, goes kind of shit. Yeah, and again, that's my opinion, because it's like, and the thing is, like, there's stuff in the manga going on right now that's cool, but it doesn't feel earned. It's all just like, again, me personally, because it's like, I thought the show was going one way, and then it ended up going another, and then I was kind of like, oh, all right, well, whatever.
Well, you know what I think. For a shaman, I'm not sure if they're gonna do this because like they're in so deep already. But Shaman King, they ended up having to do like a reboot because what originally happened was, you'll see this in like Full Metal Alchemist too. I think originally they were there was a manga and the show was following the manga to an extent, and then it like took a left turn and it steered away from the manga. So maybe like what My Hero Academia might pull, not like a confirmed, like probably like 1% chance of happening, is like My Hero Academia strays away from the manga because it's so bad. Like you never know, so that bad. Might happen. That might happen. Like they could change up the story and maybe improve or make it worse, you know. And then later, like the 0.5%. Is they make a reboot My Hero Academia of what would happen if it were following the manga. So
if My Hero Academia if like Bones was like, yo, Horikoshi, this shit's trash, let us handle this, then I'd cream my jeans.
Yeah, because didn't they do that? They did that for Full Metal Alchemist, right? That's why there's a Brotherhood. Is that right?
Maybe, I think so, possibly.
I know they did. I
haven't watched. I haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist.
The only deal with that situation would be like Shaman King is like a bit of a shorter show. Like there's only like 1 or 2 seasons, quote unquote. It's like 50 something episodes. But then My Hero Academia is like, you know, it's reaching like hundreds of episodes. So they're kind of like that's why I'm saying like they're kind of in deep. And I don't think they would go that
because the
route.
thing is, like, from what I can gather from the general consensus is still that people like enjoy the manga, but it's like kind of torn because like when I go on Twitter and stuff and I see people talking about it, I do see a lot of people being like, it's okay now, but it wasn't as good as it was. And I've seen a lot of people agree that where I think not saying people agree with my opinion specifically, but like, I think people, like, from what I've seen, where I started feeling the manga was going wonky, a lot of other people also felt the same thing. So I'll see what happens when it gets animated. But I've also been seeing people saying the current anime that's getting, like, season 6 is a bit shit. Which has kind of been, like, whoa. Because I was like, I've been saying for year, singular year, that season 6 is going to be crazy because it has the war arc, and now it's been animated and all the crazy stuff happened. I was expecting to see My Academia trending every other fucking 10 minutes, and so far I've seen no one talk about it. Like, all the crazy stuff happened, and then people were like, oh, sick, that's cool. And then now it's like, oh, all right, well, like it's like showing your friend, like, being like, hey, this video is really funny, and they watch it and they're like, yeah, and you're like, no, but it's really good, I swear. Because it's like, now I look crazy because it's like everyone's like, My Academia is fine. But I have seen a lot of people saying, I've heard the animation's a bit wonky. And so far what I've seen, it looks fine, except for one scene in particular that I was really hoping was going to be animated like, mwah. It was animated well enough. Like, it was pretty good. But I wanted like Mob Psycho, like Jujutsu Kaisen level of animation kind of thing. Like, I wanted some crazy shit on this scene, and I was like, this looks like, it looks good, like, it looks fine, but I was like, I wanted like, oh my god, like, kind of animation on it, and it looked like solid. But overall it's a little like weird because I'm like, I was very excited for this. Like, I still really like My Hero Academia. It's definitely not in like my like top 5 anime anymore, I don't think. But to be fair, I don't know what is in my top 5 anime anymore. Like, I still have like my favorite, but then I'm like, after that it gets kind of like a little piggly wiggly. Oh, excuse me. Because you said your favorite anime is Hunter x Hunter, right?
Not sure if it's like my absolute favorite now, because Blue Lock was
Blue Lock?
pretty good. It was pretty good, but I'm not sure if it's like the the post hype that's talking, or if it's just like the.
It might be a little bit of like recency bias because it's like Blue Lock just finished like 3 days ago.
Yeah. So I'll
might
give it
be
some time. I'll sleep on it.
It might be a little bit. For me personally, Doro is still like number 1 for me. Number 2 is Shield Hero. Then after that, it gets kind of like, I think Soul Eater would probably be in there somewhere because I really like Soul Eater. And then after that, it's like, honestly, I think like Jujutsu Kaisen would be up there somewhere. Probably like number 4, number 3.
So you would say like
that.
Jujutsu Kaisen would be above My Hero right now for you?
Oh yeah, no, easy, yeah. like I shouldn't say easy. Like Jujutsu Kaisen as a whole right now, I've enjoyed more. I shouldn't say I've enjoyed more than My Hero Academia, because when I was like peak hype My Hero Academia, holy shit.
Yeah.
I was like those annoying like JoJo fans. Like I was like, holy shit. Like people would be like talking about any show and I'm like, that's great, but have you heard of My Hero Academia? And I think it's just I've just like matured a bit. I watched My Hero Academia when I was like 16. I'm now so much older now. And it's like it's one of those things that I'm like I still like it. Like I still watch clips from the show and I'm like, holy shit, that's awesome. Like that's peak. But I think that's kind of the problem, is that I'm like a little bit like My Hero Academia might have peaked a bit. And like again, I look at the manga and I'm like, yo, this shit's absolutely like this shit's absolutely gas. This is so good. Am I using those terms correctly? I'm like I don't know any. I like. Oh wait, it says thank you for purchasing volume 27. That's very nice.
You're the one who should learn these or know these hip phrases. What, did you get a Christmas card?
No, this is the first fucking thing in the book.
Oh, okay. Nice. Dude, speaking of manga, I went through my archives. Not archives, but like I found an old manga that I had because when I was younger, I found the same book at the library and I got it damaged, so we had to pay for it. And now I have it, and it's the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon manga. It's just like one volume, one book. But yeah, I found that I was looking at it. I was like, this is like pretty cool that I have this, because like I'm switching over from like card collecting to like reading books and playing video games now. I put my books up here, and I've got some of my Switch games here. I don't know if you can see that, but I was looking on GameStop for the
Do you have the same amount of Switch games?
I have 7.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, I got 7.
Yeah, but the last few nights I've been trying to meticulously organize like a cart for like GameStop, because they're doing like a buy 2 pre-owned games, get 1 free, or no, buy 2 pre-owned products but get 1 free, and then obviously the free one is like the lowest price out of the 3 of them. And so you can like stack them, so you could do like 3 games, 6 games, 9 games, and then get like 1, 2, or 3 of those for free. I was like, that's a pretty good deal. I told my girlfriend about it. She got Pokemon Mystery Dungeon like on the Switch, and I was like, oh yeah, that's like the same one that I'm probably gonna get because I found the manga. I'm also gonna probably pick up Monster Hunter Stories 2, which is like the RPG world or RPG universe of like Monster Hunter, because I have the first game on 3DS. Never played it, but I had it because I just picked it up because it was like $5 at the time. And I was like, oh, if I have that, I might as well get the sequel on the Switch. So I got that, or I'm getting that. And then the last one, I don't know if you heard of this one, but it's called Astro Chain. And
yes, I have heard of that. Yeah.
It looks so cool because you fight
like
with like your Legion. That's what it's called. They're like weapons.
It's like Devil May Cry kind of combat.
Yeah, where you have like your partner is like a robot, or you can choose out of a selection of robots. They're called legions, and each one has like a different fighting style. So you can do like different combos and stuff with whatever legion weapon you choose. and it was so cool. And so I was like, I'm definitely getting this one. And then choosing the other two games was like kind of harder to pick. But I'm a bit on a budget. I just got a laptop that was like 1,000 smackaroos, so I'm only gonna get 3 games.
Ouchie, wouchie.
But yeah, I found that deal, and I was like, I have to get that because I've been thinking about getting like physical games for a while. Because I started watching this one YouTuber who does reselling, and he's doing the series where he's trying to find stuff he can flip, and then using the money that he could potentially make by flipping to spend on Switch games that he wants for his collection. And I was like, that's a pretty good, like, pretty cool concept. I mean, obviously I'm not going to flip, but like, you know, finding physical games for your collection sounds pretty cool because I like collecting, but I think cards, I can't do much with cards except look at them, but I can play a game. I can put it into my Switch and play it. So I figure this, although it's going to be a little bit more expensive, right? It seems more worthwhile for me not collecting games. Obviously, I'm not going to go out and buy like, oh, this is like a $200 limited edition game. I need it. I'm obviously going to be smart with it. It's like, I'm just thinking like games that I want, I'm probably going to get like Astral Chain, pretty good one to pick up. And
that does look really cool.
Like any Pokemon game I want on a physical cartridge. And then Monster Hunter Story 2, honestly, like the least excited about of the 3, but it's continuing the story, I guess, because I have the first one. Might as well get the second one, so might as well keep it going.
Want some recommendations? Do you have Fire Emblem Three Houses?
I was looking at Fire Emblem games, and I didn't know which one to start with. And I know they're not all the same story, right?
As far as I know, they're barely even connected.
Yeah.
Like, I think Three Houses and Three Hopes are connected, and outside of that, like...
Yeah.
But I've played most of Three Houses. I put like 60 fucking hours in that game, and I still haven't beat it, but it's a good game.
Was it on your... I know literally every company is doing like their own version of like 2022 Wrap. For your Switch one, was Three Houses in your top 3?
It was Three Houses, Unite, and Legends Arceus were my 3. Yeah. Like, but on Steam, I did the Steam one, and it broke down to like sessions, how many times you open the game.
Oh, okay.
So I had 54% on controller and like 47%, something like that. 46%. I had something on keyboard and mouse. So Elden Ring and Master Duel were the 2 most played games this year. I opened Master Duel 179 times. I opened Elden Ring like 100 times, and I opened Duel Links 69 times. Nice. And I used to have, I don't know if I still do. I used to have 69 hours in Duel Links. I think I have more than that now. Yeah, I got 92.
Did you? Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I've played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh this year, but haven't touched it in months. Do you have Master Duel installed? Because if so, what are you doing after this? Let's play Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't have it installed. I do have it installed. Just kidding. Yes, it's on Steam though. I have 161 hours on Steam.
Yeah, we both have the same amount of time. 161.3. We have the exact same amount of time on Master Duel right now.
But I remember I made like a different account. I'm not sure if the account that's on here is the same.
You had a lot of accounts on a lot of different Yu-Gi-Oh games.
The one on the one I had on the Switch was like my main one, but I'm not sure if I have it installed. I'd have to like go back through it. But how do you check your Steam like 2022?
I saw it on a Twitter post, and then I just followed that, and it's like store.steam/replay. Store.steam Steam-powered/replay, yeah. Here, I'll send you the link.
I think I have it. Yeah, because I was curious about mine. I got an email about it, but it wasn't working on my phone.
I can just go to the store page.
Is it on the store page?
Apparently. This podcast is now a video.
Oh, I see. It's under new and noteworthy. It's the Steam Replay 2020. It's at the top of it.
Yes. Here we go. Yeah.
All right.
I played 77 total games. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel was 22% of my total playtime.
So 78% of my playtime was Master Duel.
That's
I had 128 sessions. I've played 10 games, 4 new ones, and 1 demo.
I've played 57 and 2 demos.
The next 2 highest games, like for playtime, was a tennis game,
Shūmatsu?
a tennis game, and Inscription.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
I think Inscription's the only game I've actually finished this year.
My longest streak was 50 days.
Mine was 15 days.
My longest streak for Master Duel, it says somewhere. Well, here's what you play. Souls-like superhero Metroidvania card game.
I play tennis, card battler. I played a Souls-like, sports, anime, and JRPG.
We did play Code Vein together.
That's right, yeah.
I had
got
21
one new friend.
I had so did I. I have a 21-day streak on Master Duel. I've played it for almost a month straight.
21?
That's ridiculous. Which is funny because that's exactly when a habit's supposed to form, and that's when I stopped playing.
I played for 15 days. Oh, this must be wrong. This must be like after I made my Switch account, then I made my Steam account separately. So this.
Yeah, I played it. I played a
Still
shit ton in
high
January, a shit ton in February, a lot in March, nothing in April, a little bit in May, nothing in June, a little bit in July, and then nothing, a teeny bit in December. The problem is that I was playing Duel Links for 3 months before that, and then Master Duel came, so I was already 3 months into Yu-Gi-Oh! When that came out. So 6 months of addiction. And then I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And then immediately started playing Elden Ring because 63% of my time in April was spent playing Elden Ring.
Oh, jeez. It also shows that I've opened up some games, but I didn't actually play them. Like, I have Octopath Traveler. I was going to buy Octopath Traveler physically, but I was like, that's dumb. I already have it in my library. Also, Chrono Trigger, which is like $120 if you try to get it on a physical DS cartridge. Just fun fact. It's so expensive. Yeah.
Your playtime by month. April, I played the most amount of video games.
Oh, yeah, we played Elsword back in March and April.
Oh, yeah. Where the fuck is it? You said April?
Yeah.
Okay, well, for some reason, Elsword's not showing up for me.
Last I played it was April 2nd. I have to install it again because it was taking up some space.
But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to look at all this and see exactly where I...
Kay was so annoyed that literally every company was doing a Wrapped 2022. It's fun to look at, honestly.
YouTube did one, but it was very poorly set up.
They did?
And hard. It's so much harder to set up. You gotta like you gotta download like a script and then send it in and then wait and then email you back. And I tried setting it up and I couldn't get it set up and I was like, sure, feck it, I don't care.
That's so weird.
It was just like it just showed like who you watched the most this year and like how many times you commented and like things like that. And it was a pain in the ass set up and I gave up. But still cool to see. Like It's cool to see that like, you know, I wasted a lot of time playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh much anymore, but I still really like the designs and I've been wanting to buy a Blue Eyes White Dragon statue. Like figure.
I will say a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh figures look really nice.
There was one for like $100 and I was like, that's not bad. It's like pretty big. And I was like, ooh, that looks so good on my shelf. I don't know where the fuck I'm going to put it.
Like
but
statues, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, none of them I've seen are figures. They're all, or like they can like move around. They're all just But there's some crazy looking one. There's one that I saw for like $1,000, and it was like Kaiba summoning Blue Eyes White Dragon, and it looks so fucking sick. But I'm like, bro,
Kaiba's probably like one of my favorite characters ever.
If I ever become a rich man, oh my god, my house is gonna be the most weeb-tastic looking place ever.
You literally have to be Seto Kaiba. Because he's so rich.
I wanted to get a Seto Kaiba figure actually, but I wanted to get a Figma, but I couldn't find it anywhere. If I ever go to Japan, I'm going straight to Akihabara, and I'm looking for. Walk out to the front desk. Give me your finest Kaiba figures. But there's a lot of figures that I wanted to get that I like just missed. I really want to get the Goblin Slayer Figma. So yeah, I think I just have to go to like New York or something. That's probably the closest to me. There might be some elsewhere, but I would want to find like not second. Well, yeah, I guess secondhand stores because the best like they're not doing reruns of a lot of those Figmas. So I'd have to find them just like someone was like, I don't really want this anymore. The best place would be Japan. Because in Japan, their like secondhand figures are like, you know, for them refurbished is like someone looked at the box kind of funny and they're like, this is trash now, or like has a little like nick in the corner. I watched a video of this guy like walking through Akihabara, and he was like, it had like a 60% off because the box had like a dent in it. And he was like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like,
"Wait, that's
and it's
so
like
crazy.
it's like a $300 figure. The figure perfectly fine. The box is dented, and it's like so much cheaper. I'm like, what? In Canada, at least, I assume America, but I don't know for sure. In Canada, refurbished is like, it's like it'll say brand new on it, and the box looks like someone walked up to it and went. It's like, all right.
Refurbished was they didn't even close. They didn't even put tape on top of my laptop. That's refurbished.
Like, oh my god! Like it's it's crazy. Like what refurbished is.
Refurbished was this guy comes out with my laptop, just holding it like arm in the air like this, with the top open,
flapping it open. But
and he sets it down. All right, here we go. That's refurbished.
Spikes it at the ground. All right, good as new. Have at her.
So, you didn't want the warranty? That's so funny. He was like, I got a whole paper of like all the warranty stuff, and I felt bad because I don't ever buy like warranty on stuff, even though I should. But he pulled it out and he was like, "What about this one?" I was like, "I'll pass on that." "What about this one?" "No thanks." "What about this one?" I think.
Yeah, I hate doing that, like going to Best Buy or whatever, and the dude's like, it's like you're buying your thing, and it's like, "Oh, would you like 3 years warranty?" And it's like, "No, I'm good." And they always have this look on their face, like, "Oh, okay, that's fine."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Oh God, I'm
exactly
sorry."
Exactly what happened.
I had one guy explain to me once that he was like, just letting you know, because you're saying no to warranty doesn't mean you can come back in and just like get it later. And I was like, "No, I know." And he was like, "Okay, just making sure." I see why. He probably, because it's like there's probably people that say no to warranty and then walk in and be like, "Yo, my thing's broken." They're like, "Well, you didn't get warranty," and they're like, "Well, fix it for me." And they're like, "No, you didn't get warranty. Get the fuck out."
Yeah, they were pretty. Not sorry, I wasn't gonna say they're pretty nice, but like he told me that like you can come in the next 15 days and like get the warranty if you change your mind. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty neat." Let me just smash my laptop really fast.
I was wondering what would break first. Your spirit? That's a reference that hopefully someone will get.
Is that Lord of the Rings? That sounds like Lord of the Rings.
Sure. You know what? Yeah.
You know the guy that's like, "You shall not pass." What's his name? Ganondorf? Or is that Legend of Zelda?
Ganondorf. Oh my god, that's my favorite Mario character. Oh my god, bro! I think we just offended so many people in like 3-second period. Oh my god.
Yeah, I have not played a Zelda game. I have Nintendo Switch Online, and I tried playing the original Zelda game. I had no idea what to do.
Do you have Breath of the Wild, by the way?
No.
Add that to your fucking card, dude. What are you doing? You fucking clown.
I don't want to do like another open world like type thing because it's gonna be so much stuff. I just want like a small game that I can finish.
You're not playing them all at once. You can space it out. I speaking of games, I went down a bit of a rabbit hole because I've been looking for a new game to like sink my teeth into and like, you know, just get lost in. And so far, I've yet to find that game because it's like a double-edged sword. Because I really want to find that game, but I know once I actually do find that game, nobody's gonna see me ever again. Like, depending on how long the game is, it'll be like going from one episode to the next. It's like in that week period, it's gonna be like, so what did you do all week? I've been right here. I have not moved. So I bought Octopath Traveler because I wanted to play that because I love the art style and everything.
Yo, we should play Octopath Traveler because I have it in my library.
Well, I started playing it and then I was like, and I really liked. I did Therion. He's like the thief guy, and I really like that kind of like rogue like thief character where he's like, you know, he's like full of himself, but he has like, you know, there's some layers to that. And I was like, okay, I like that kind of character. Yeah, but then the combat, I was like, the combat scared me off, and I probably should have given it a fairer chance, because my concern was, like, I don't know if I can do this for 60 hours, but the combat is cool, but I'm like, I don't know if I can do this for that long. And then I was like, I think I want a turn-based tactics game, and then Triangle Strategy looks the same and has that kind of combat, so I was like, okay. So then I refunded Octopath Traveler, bought Triangle Strategy, started playing Triangle Strategy, like was rolling my eyes because the dialogue was so like meh. The voice acting was fine, but it just sounded kind of like a little bland, and the characters were just so like ugh. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna refund that shit too. So,
yeah, I was looking at Triangle Strategy, and it looked good, like the pixel art,
like the art style is like.
But it just didn't like draw me in. Like Astral Chain, yo, fighting with robots, count me in.
It's like a Real Steel, but anime.
Yeah, exactly. But then it's like this one. It's like, what's the story? You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's like it's set up to be like a Game of Thrones-esque plot, but like for like fucking Sesame Street. Like it's so like it has to be very laid out for you, and it's like I don't know. It's a lot of tell, less show, which I kind of get because it's a pixel art thing. But like, still, there's things you could do with that.
But yeah, I was thinking of. I mean, I have other games in my library like Chrono Trigger, and then on my Switch I have like the Dragon Quest trilogy.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that a while ago.
Yeah, I just never touch those, but I should because those are like the godfathers of JRPGs.
Well, I started playing Tales of Arise, and I played the first hour, and I was into it, kind of. It's very anime, like very typical JRPG, like everyone yelling lines over each other, and it's the most like you're trying to fight, and there's all these like, you know, they got to make all the noises and everything, and it's like, oh my god. And it's like in the first like 30 minutes, this is kind of spoilers, but the first like 30 minutes, the dude pulls like a burning sword out of this girl's chest and all this stuff, and it's like, what the fuck is happening? It's like someone heard anime and was like, I can do that. So it's like it's cool, but it's something that I know I would enjoy, but like right now I'm just like, it's not the kind of game I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I like it's a game that I will probably play later and I will love it. It's just right now the game I'm looking for, that's not it. And then I bought Persona 5 Royal, and that I'm like, I think Persona 5 might be what I'm looking for, but I'm so scared to start Persona 5 because that's 120 hours I think for Royal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god. If I get into that game, because I was like, originally I was like, ooh, Persona 5, that's a game I want to stream or something. And then I saw it was 120 hours, and I was like, I'm not streaming that shit because I'll be streaming it for 7 years. So I was like, maybe not. And it's a game I really, really want to start, and I'm probably going to start playing it soon. So January 1st, you guys might not see me again. No podcast episode for 6 months. I'll come back and be like, all right, so Davis, you're going to have to record these on your own. I'll just be a cardboard cutout. I'll just be playing Persona 5 in the background and just being like, But yeah, I have downed this water bottle almost.
Yeah, we're
and I have to pee so desperately bad.
Seems like a good stopping point.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of games I'm wanting to play or quote unquote like get into.
Yeah.
But it's
yeah,
just
I
like
really want to find. Sorry, I was going to repeat what I said earlier.
I was gonna say like I want to get into a game, but I'm afraid that I'm not gonna be ready to get into the game and then not like the experience. Like I need to prep myself and sit down and say I'm gonna play this game. I'm ready to play this game and then enjoy it. You know, but it's been so hard to do that.
Yeah, no, I understand the struggle because I like having games that I'm like, this is a game that I can just like play and have anime or YouTube or whatever on the background while I play it, like Wizard of Legend, Elden Ring, like those are great games for that. But then I want games that I can like really focus on, get a good story, and I think Persona 5's that. But again, I'm so scared to play that game because again, I will not be seen ever again.
But yeah, I like need to play a game because I'm so desperate to start playing games.
And it's the new year, so it's like perfect time to jump into that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But
especially with like so many sales going on right now, like the post Christmas sales. Like Steam's got one until like the 5th or something, and then they're on the eShop. There's some GameStop has a buy 2 pre-owned games get one. So like there's so many deals going on right now.
So now's a good time to get some games. Games I recommend real quick: Elden Ring, Scarlet Nexus. That's a good enough start. And to recap the episode, watch Bullet Train, watch Blue Lock, don't watch My Academia unless you want to. Watch Chainsaw Man, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, everybody.
Merry Christmas. We'll see y'all next year. Yeah, enjoy your holidays. What else do people say? Ho ho ho.
Merry Christmas. Fuck Thanksgiving. Kill New Year's. I butchered the joke. I saw it on TikTok, and I did that in the wrong order. Fuck.
Isn't it FMK?
Yes. So okay. It's Merry Christmas. The guy said Merry Christmas. Fuck New Year's. Kill Thanksgiving. Joke. Anyway, I'm gonna piss my pants. So.
All right. We'll see y'all next year. Peace out.
Bye.